Yo, people, I need to break this down because it just ain't acceptable. It's just not acceptable. Let me wait for a few more people to join in. I'm just waiting for people to come across from Instagram right now. They're coming across from Insta. They're going to jump on this. Get in the comments, people, because this performance for me, I don't even know what to say yet. Gee, I don't know what to say yet. Do you know what? I'm just going to wait for a few more people to pop in. I knew you was going to come on with this grin, with this smirk. Do you know what? Let me pin some comments before people jump in because I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
everybody I'm on Insta Live. I've put the link in there. Let's
okay, yeah,
get through
yeah.
this.
Yeah, we
Sammy's
couldn't hear
saying
you. Your thing was just
yeah.
not working, bro.
Instagram, apparently something's up with Instagram at the
Yeah.
minute, so we're going to get into it on here. We're going to wait for a few more people to jump in. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. You do not want to miss this, so stay in. Appreciate everyone being in. Firmino, ain't it? Says Dario Zaraga. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're hitting subscribe as we're going along because we want to get those likes up because this stuff needs to be heard, right? There we go. We're back in. Not surprised. Right, G.
Go on.
First of all, right,
I told you. I
but
told you and I told you. But go on. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
I want to hear what I need to hear from people is a sorry. That's what I need to hear from people, G, because we've been saying this for so long. We've been saying this for so long. People saying, "Oh, it's only 2 games." We should turn over that Manchester United team. We should turn them over with the team we put out. Doesn't matter. Don't come to me talking about any injuries. Don't talk to me about anything youngsters, lack of experience, new players, Sadio Mane leaving. Don't talk to me about any of that because when it comes down to it, we've just played the shittest Man United team there has ever been in the Premier League. And they turned us over, G. 2-1 does not justify how easily Man United turned us over there tonight. Henderson, and I'm sorry, in my match reaction, Henderson was the best player, hands down. Nobody can say anything different. Klopp took Hendo off, Fabinho on when we're losing a game. Not only that, Carvalho should have started, G. We said it before the game. Play Carvalho, because if you do, we won't complain. What does he do? Play Milner. Milner was dead. Who came on? Carvalho. What happened, G, when Carvalho came on? Sprung to life. Surprise, surprise. I need answers. I don't need signings. Do you know what? I don't even want to see signings now, G. I want to see next game play all the youths because those senior players, Virgil van Dijk, Trent Alexander Arnold, what are you playing at now? I'm sorry, but Trent and Robbo, the sympathy juice is fully worn off. Michael Jordan, Space Jam, when he opens that, give me some of the secret sauce, Michael. There's no secret sauce left. It's done. It's empty, G. Talk to me for a minute, G, because I'm angry, man. I, G's, you know why G's laughing, right? Because G knew. We knew
I
this
knew.
was coming.
I knew he was gonna lose. I put a bet on. I'll tell you right now. I put a bet on Man United to win because I knew we weren't winning today. That was always happening. Guys, if you didn't know before, you know now, man. Like I don't even I can't stop smiling. It's actually hilarious at how dead we actually were today. Like we were, yeah, yeah. To be honest, we were just shit. We were just shit. Everyone was shit. I don't care what the hell Hendo was. Yes, he was definitely the best midfielder that we had. Um, First half, and then obviously until he came off. But the reality is that team was embarrassing. That team was shit. Why is James Milner still at this football club? Why did Harvey Elliott start? I keep saying it. You do not play him. Play Carvalho because we have a better goal threat.
Listen, I don't want Elliot. I'm sorry, bro, right? You're 19. I respect you, like. You're a footballer. I blame Klopp for this as well. I blame Klopp because he's not playing you the way he should be playing you. But I'm sorry, at right central midfield, I don't need to see Elliot again. I don't need to see him because it's like, I'm going to look fancy. I'm going to run really fast. Oh, I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn. I'm going to come back. I'm going to pass. I'm going to run really fast. Oh, no, I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn. I'm going to come. I can pay anyone to do that. Anybody. Bajitic can come on and do that.
Then you've got Trent. Now, you see Trent, yeah? Now, we all know what this guy can do going forward, obviously, because he's very good going forward. All I'm going to say is I apologize to anybody where I said that Reece James is not the better overall player. Because Trent's defensive positioning, awareness, it's now becoming embarrassing. Like to the point where I can't even defend it. And you know me, I can defend more or less anybody. But I can't even
defend anything better than Van Dijk right now. I'll tell you that for free.
Again, Van Dijk, I don't know what you're trying to do with some of your defending, but the reality is, bro, you need to stop acting like your shit don't stink. Because right now, you're stinking up the place.
Do you know what I need to see, G? I need to see that man bun getting out of shape. I need to see it. I need to see some sweat.
No.
I need to see electric shock Riz. I need something.
He like Van Dijk was at his best when the man bun doesn't get touched at all. The problem that you're seeing right now is that man bun is being loosened every single game now. Every game I'm watching him in these last 3 games, that man bun has been undone. I'm seeing the little curl at the top like Michael Jackson, old school. Like it's just becoming literally. But look, at the end of the day, if depending on what Klopp says, join the link.
Live, bro. Insta live. We're getting people across here today.
If after these next 10-15 minutes or whatever, Klopp, depending on what he says in the press conference and things like that, I'll be honest with you. You see, Klopp, I've reached that stage, which I reached a long time ago, and people, you know, got onto me for reaching that stage and stuff like that. But Klopp, I'm getting tired now. I'm bored. Like, you're actually boring me. You've shown me that you can reach a pinnacle, but once we need that push over the edge, I'm not seeing anything different. You're playing now. You can say yes, Milner, whatever. Like, obviously, the players on the pitch are the ones that you need to get onto first and foremost because they're the ones who went out there for 90 minutes and did that shit. So fair enough, you can do that. But after that, I'm looking at Klopp and I'm saying, my brother, there comes a point where either you're just trying to do this for FSG because really you believe that we do need a midfielder. If so, I'd rather you just say that, bro, because some of the things that you did today made no sense. Why am I even seeing Fabinho playing? Why is he coming on the pitch? I don't get.
Why are you risking it when we have no backup? We've got no backup in 6. I don't care. We're not protecting a lead. We're trying to chase a game. So keep Hender on, who was the best player, and bring Carvalho on. Take Fred Flintstone off with that stupid beard. Send him back to wherever it is, Stone Rock or whatever it's called, wherever they live in the Flintstones. Go back with your club, play Bam Bam games, whatever it is, but bring Carvalho on. Keep Hender on. Stop risking these injury-prone players because we've nobody more to dispose of. Like, it's that simple. I don't understand. Klopp stood there smiling as well, you know, at the end of the game. Like he's going to come out in that press conference, and I need someone in the comments to tell me what he said because I love Jurgen Klopp. But right now, bro, you are getting on my last nerve because you're going to come out and say something like, there was a voodoo doll in training, some witch doctor came in, they put a spell on the squad, so Naby's hamstrings, they shortened, so when he was in the warm-up, it snapped, and then Fabinho kind of slipped on a bit. I don't need all these excuses. Just tell me what the truth is within that squad, because something right now isn't right, G. Something's not right.
To be honest, again, and then, you know, what I found probably even more funnier, can someone in the comments tell me what position Roberto Firmino was playing in that game? I had no, like, I couldn't tell at one point. You know, I saw him playing defensive mid. I saw him playing center mid. I saw him up front. Maybe he had a free role. I don't really know. Like I said, I don't know about Klopp anymore. I don't know what he's trying to do anymore because the things he says and the things he does are two different things. I'm seeing people talk about Mane. Forget Mane. I don't care about Mane, man. He's the least of my concerns right now. He don't play for Liverpool no more. He plays for Bayern Munich. So don't worry about Mane. You have to deal with the players that you currently have. You cannot tell me that before a ball was even kicked this season, that Klopp looked at his team and actually said to himself, you know what? There will be a game where I might have to play Hendo, Milner, and Elliott. I feel that if you're thinking that before a ball is even kicked, that should give you alarm bells. Maybe, I don't know. Again, Bobby, don't know what position he was playing because the position he was playing just meant that Diaz and Salah couldn't really do anything because they were just staying wide. And when you're so wide, and you've only got one man in the middle, and he's not a target man. He's more of a guy who likes to drop deep to obviously give space to the wingers, and they're not doing it. So the reality is nothing was actually happening in an attacking sense. We have no player in our entire midfield who can just thread a through ball. You know what? Forget even the complicated stuff of break the lines. How about a brother who can just through ball pass? That's all I'm asking for. Because there is no one. That team provided no one. And you saw it. Guys, watch the thing for yourself. Virgil van Dijk and James Milner arguing. Why?
Do you know what I want, G? I just want someone right now. I just want someone who has more than 10, 15 Premier League game experiences to come into that midfield. Like, if you're going to do a loan spell, do a loan spell. If you're going to just sign someone from a Premier League club who has that experience, who has that game time, then please go and sign this player because right now, everywhere across the pitch, we look dead. We're talking about midfielders. Let's move on to defense because I want to go back to this comment here. Where are we? Here we are. Jacob Rahimi. The ball gets to the fullbacks and they spam crosses. If I see another spam, if I see another cross just put into that box for Bobby Firmino, who's playing in central defensive midfield position, I don't know, G, like...
I'm going to lose my shit. Just give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm just sorting something out. But even still, like... I'm
going to get to some of the comments, G. You know, everyone joining, like, I appreciate everybody joining. Please, if you're here, hit subscribe, hit the like button because it will do this page a world of good. We're going to be moving across from Instagram Live onto here. So I appreciate everybody that's jumping in. There's so many comments. I'm going to try and get through them all now because there's so much to talk about in that game. So let's start with this one from Adam. Adam says, do you think Klopp meant to start with this lineup to grab FSG's attention? I don't know, but Klopp has been lying to us because that is the best case scenario right now.
Sorry, there was a massive
scenario for me.
Rid of it. My apologies.
We know like, it was don't huge. Like no spiders.
No, it was huge. It was huge. It was like
no
literally 45. Sorry.
The best case scenario for me right now is that Klopp, he's been lying to us. Because if he's been lying to us, then at least we're looking to sign someone. At least we're looking to progress.
By Anfield Analytics afterwards. Sorry to cut you off like that. When you're finished, sorry.
So, like, what do you think's happening behind the scenes? Oh no, I can't pin this, G, because I'm gonna lose my shit, man.
You have. That's why I said you gotta pin it. You gotta pin it. Hey, Jack, big up yourself, man. Big up your damn self.
Yeah, big up Anfield Analytics. Go and follow them. But Klopp,
you know when you see things like this,
I can't read it. I cannot read this. These words cannot come out my mouth. I'm not gonna lie. Word to God right now, Klopp. Do not test us because this comment right here is the biggest crock of shit that has ever come out your mouth. Even last game saying he was proud of the performance. This right now, I'm blinded. Like all along, Klopp's been taking the piss if this is true. All along, G.
Bro.
I can't read that, so you're gonna have to read it so I can hear those words. Because I need to hear the words come out someone's mouth for them to register what's happening.
We should have won this game. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that's kind of how I saw it. You know, when a manager says that, you just know this guy is lost. This guy is so lost. He is so lost, man. Like, honestly, bro, I don't like. I thought I was gonna be angry, but I'm not even vexed, to be honest with you. Purely because one, I saw this coming. Yeah, but Realies and Jared said it as well. Your audio keeps like coming in and out.
Yeah, do you know what I've done? Do you know what it is, Jared? I was on the AirPods, but I've just switched to the mic now. So I've got the mic. I've got the mic on now. So is that nice and crisp and clean now, G? I might have to go again with this. Then I might have to go again. Let me just do one of these like that we like to do. All right, I'm gonna pull up. It's looping. Let me stop this shit. Right, let me pull up the track a little second. Let me pull up the track because I need to say this. If this is true, what Klopp has said, we should have won this game. When I'm reading it, I'm getting more and more high rate as I read this, but we should have won this game. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that is how I saw it. Klopp needs to shut up right now. And I'm sorry, he needs to just shut up. Klopp, I appreciate what you have done for my club. I appreciate it. You've got us to a place where we could have never got without you. But right now, you need to do something about the serious lack of depth we've got. I'm sick of this overachieving crap. I'm sick of this coming out saying such a body's like a new signing. I'm sick of this, but we have the right squad around us. Stop bullshitting us and stop lying to us. Because these last 3 games, I don't care if it's the first 3 games, the middle 3 games, the last 3 games of the season. For this Liverpool squad, that last 3 games is a disgrace. If I'm Man United right now, in the disarray they're in, even I couldn't accept the last 3 games Liverpool have just had. We're meant to be a team challenging for the title, who come off the back of a quadruple run last season, and you've not backed the squad. You've come out repeatedly, Klopp, and bullshitted us. You've come out time after time and told us lies because these lies are unfolding. You've told us Naby Keita's injured. I've seen Naby Keita training all week. So if it turns up now
all of a
that
sudden
Naby
he's
Keita
injured.
is on, that Naby Keita all of a sudden is on his way somewhere else, you're lying again. This is going to split your relationship with the fans, and I'm sorry it is. The best affinity right now is between Liverpool and Klopp. Come out, Klopp, be honest with us, because it can only work in your favour. We really believe it's FSG, but right now, with the shit that you're spouting about, we should have won this game, which we all know is bullcrap. It ain't going to wash for that long. It's not going to wash for that long, G.
The thing is, and you know, I'm looking like I'm just on Twitter and stuff like that, you know, and I'm looking at what some people are saying, just the kind of general consensus, you know, online and stuff. Obviously, you know, I don't like looking online really for a general consensus just because it can be a bit swayed. But that's one of the most worrying things I think I've ever heard him say since he's been at Liverpool. That I don't even understand what did he think was well. I don't understand. Like, what did he think? How did he think was going to win? I don't get it, because that first half they were on top. The second half, you can maybe say it was even. At best, it was even. But again, I don't think we created that many chances. I can't really remember too many. Outside of Salah's goal, I don't remember us troubling the keeper too much, if at all. Yeah, I honestly, like, bro, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm just done. I'm just done. Like, all of the lies, all the patronizing, all of the chitter chatter, I've been done with that for a very, very long time. I'm here to just see results. And at the moment, we're not seeing any results whatsoever. We're seeing the same football. Trent, this cross and inshallah that you have going on, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm like, you're not that good at crossing, bro. So can we not make this an only thing that you do? Can you add something else to your game? You don't play right wing, you play right back. So why don't you play as a right back who can deliver? Start learning the right back role properly and then use your attacking attributes to help us when we need to move the ball forward. I am sick of seeing this guy in positions, and I'm thinking to myself, bro, you don't necessarily always. There was a point in the game where all he kept doing was just like trying to get the ball into the box. Bro, we've got Bobby Firmino in the middle. We haven't got Nunes, even though it's annoying when you do it when we have
I
him.
swear
But we don't
those
even
dreads,
have.
G, whatever they are, dreadlocks, shitlocks, whatever's on top of Trent's head, it's weighing his thinking down, bro. Because what
Alex, no.
logic? What? No, Alex Wholesome, by the way, and I've got you I've got you on Instagram, Alex. So the proof is in the pudding. Like, no. Pep Linders, no. That what's the name of his book? Intensity.
You see that book?
Is that the name of his book? Is that the name of his book? Intensity, though.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the name of it. I think that's the title. Is Intensity,
bro.
All I'm saying, see that book. You can shove that book where the sun don't shine. I don't want to see that book at anywhere near Liverpool ever again. Ever, like all of that stuff is just all absolute just nonsense.
I don't need to see an assistant manager that wants to be in the limelight that much. I don't need to see them. I don't need to see them taking over the team. Just do your job as assistant manager.
The thing is, as you said earlier on, look, and obviously I get on to us as in general when I say this, but at the same time, we were on a quadruple run last season, yeah? So that squad, and a lot of people then turned around and said, oh, how can you add to a squad that got, almost won the quadruple? Well, guess what? That squad didn't win a quadruple. It only won 2 trophies. The 2 trophies that they didn't win were the 2 trophies that actually mattered. When it really mattered in the Premier League season and in the Champions League, what was one of the deciding factors behind it? It wasn't a Couture masterclass. It wasn't any of that stuff. What was it? It was a lack of quality in depth.
No cutting edge, bro.
When we needed the actual quality in the games that really mattered, i.e. the games that we drop points in, we don't have it. We never have had it. That has been the problem. We have never had it. The problem that but the thing that you saw with last season is that when we get to a point whereby we have enough players who are fit and can consistently churn out performances, as we saw last season, this kind of performance, we kind of saw this performance, like we saw these kind of performances last season. What was the difference though? We might have had a Thiago, we might have had a Mane, we might have had like a Salah on song, we might have just had someone who was a bit more of the individual in order for us to be able to win the game. Now, we don't have that. You've got a forward line that is, in my personal opinion, probably the worst since Klopp took over, if I think about it, in my personal opinion. You've got a declining Bobby. You've got a Diaz who he does whatever he does. You've got Nunes. These are not the players that I'm looking at to help us do things. And then you've got Salah, who's just doing Salah things. As bar his goal, he didn't do anything. But Salah stays Salah, so he's always going to get his goal.
Yeah, Salah gets a blie. Like Salah's always going to get a blie because Salah's Salah. He's pulled us through so many situations. This is why right now Van Dijk gets a little bit of a blie too, because he's been so elite. Do you know what I mean? But Trent, you're running very thin. You're running very thin on this sympathy. Robbo, I feel like I've exhausted my demons. Like I feel like Robbo needs switching for Tsimikas next game.
Robbo, you need to go sit on the bench, mate. You are right now, not in general. Right now, you are absolutely garbage. Like you have been shit since the beginning of the season, and I don't even understand as to what Klopp is seeing, what he can do. Because in my head, some of the substitutions are not making sense. Why are you bringing on Tsimikas? Why not just start the guy?
You know what?
Like, why don't you just...
I need to add some people in here, G, I need to get some people in. So, let's bring someone who's normally a positive red. In fact, 2 positive reds in. We're bringing 2 positive reds into the building, right? Right now. Look, I want to just address this comment first, right? I'm feeling an issue within the camp. The lad's not getting along. Milner shouting at VVD. By the way, Milner, don't shout at anyone. You have no right to be shouting at anyone in this game. Mm-hmm. Because 1, you went ice skating. I thought you was on like Strictly Come Dancing on ice for that first goal when you were sliding across the box. 2, you didn't step up and do anything special. You give the ball away a lot. Hendo is the one that should have been turning around to Van Dijk shouting. Like, he shouldn't be doing that. But do you feel like, Roms, I'll come to you. Do you feel like there's a discord at the minute in the dressing room?
We saying, Roms?
There has to be.
How we doing, Jack?
You know that crazy laugh, Ash. If you don't laugh, you'll scream.
Bro.
To answer your question, Ash, I think there is, because even Milner has no right to be shouting at anyone, because what the hell did you do to be shouting at someone like that? But you know what? I'm so hot, I can't even be coherent right now. I can't even get my words across. But I don't know if there's a discord in the change room, but I just feel like the players just aren't really that bothered, Ash. Like, they were first tossed to everything. All the basics were normally, even when we lose, we're normally good at the basics or draw. Yeah. We weren't even good at the basics. And I'm trying to even get words out. I'm so hot. I can't. Like, I actually can't.
Roms, have you seen this comment? You might not have been watching. Look at what Klopp said, bro.
I'm Tell just revealed it. There's a reason why I've not watched any of his press conferences this season. That's all I'll say. There's a reason, because he's. I don't even know what to say, man. Because there's so many things wrong to Milner and Elliott not creating enough, to the Diaz and Robbo partnership not working, Salah coming to life only when a sub seems to come on. There's just so many things. And I know we were sitting in the chat. Firmino was poor. I get that. But he was dropping even deeper than he normally does because of Milner and Kane's inability to create.
Mm-hmm. We were pretty much playing
Elliott
a diamond today.
Anything.
Yeah.
We virtually played a diamond with two wingers.
We were playing a 4-5-0.
Yeah, literally a 4-5-0. No
4-6-0, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no striker.
Like, at times, you know what? That's so true, Jack, because at times, I saw so often in that game, James Milner going 1v1 versus Martinez.
Yeah.
There should be no situation where James Milner is going 1v1 v Martinez. Martinez was looking at that game thinking, I've got no one to mark. I'm just going to run and kick someone. I'm just going to run out. I'm going to get Fred Flintstone, send him back to the Stone Age, give him a kick, and then waltz back into central defence, because Bobby, I can't blame Bobby for it. Like Rom said, I can't blame Bobby, because Bobby was trying to make things happen. He's looking at Elliott and Milner and thinking, I ain't getting no service here. Trent's spamming crosses. Robbo's spamming crosses. The only way I'm getting in this game is by dropping so deep.
But the thing is, why don't Diaz and Salah then see that and then drop into the middle instead of staying out wide?
Salah was terrible as well.
He was not involved in the game whatsoever.
Do you know what, Jack? Jack is the statman, everyone. So Anfield Analytics, get across, follow Jack. Jack, there's no stats in the world today. We've got an analytics show on Wednesday about this. I don't even think I want to see the stats, Jack.
I don't think I do either.
I'm looking at that game. Did we actually have a shot on target by the goal?
Ash, I'm quickly gonna go quickly. I need to do something. Big up everyone. Bro. Keep liking, subscribe to Kloppzone, everyone. Big stuff.
I think the closest we got to scoring was 2 own goals from them, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was probably it. I can't think of any shots on target. If we did have any shots, it was probably just blocked.
It's so. The more I'm thinking about this, I don't know whether to laugh, G. I don't know whether to cry. I don't know whether to throw something. Liverpool are killing me right now. That's what I will say.
The thing is,
it's killing me because we've said, G, this season we should be going and backing a team to go and get a quadruple. Last season we overachieved and nearly got it, right? This season we should be adding so much more to this squad and going hell for leather, because it's an aging squad. It's the last time people might be at their peak. We're not going to get back to those levels after this season. Next summer's going to be too late, isn't it?
I mean, 100% agree. I'm just reading this comment again. Like, I had to read it. Our lack of depth isn't the worst thing. Man City depth is worse, but their players are less injury prone. Have you seen Manchester City's team? We got the Manchester anyway, but have you ever seen Manchester City's depth? Like, if you really believe that tells me that you're not really watching the same game, my friend. Because the reality is, if you've got a backup of Milner, just Milner, if you've got Milner as a backup in any walk of life, then you're already in problems. Because Man City don't have a 37-year-old player in their team in general. I think maybe the goalkeeper, potentially Scott Carson, if he's still there. But outside of that, they don't have that. What they do have, and again, it's what I keep alluding to. No one's asking, when I keep talking about quality and depth, I'm not asking you to go out and sign a player for 80 million. I don't need Jude Bellingham. I'm not asking for Jude Bellingham. I'm asking, you could have spent 40 million on Calvin Phillips. You could have spent 40 odd million on Matthias Nunes. Two players who right now, I would probably say us three in here could probably agree and say they would at least be on the bench and be rotation players at the bare minimum. Even if we don't even want to say that they would start, that's fine. I don't mind that. But they would at least be rotation players ahead of Elliott, ahead of Milner. So
do you know what? We're talking about depth. We're talking about depth, G. Our starting 11 isn't even good enough now.
Well, that's the
serious part of it. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, the starting 11, in my personal opinion, outside, obviously, when everyone is fit, obviously, there's probably only one position, maybe two, but one position where I'm like, okay, yeah, we need to get a quality player in. The problem is you're looking at the bench and then you're saying to yourself, when everyone's fit, like who comes on and changes games here? Who comes on and really changes the games around here? Because yes, we can say potentially Diogo Jota, but he'd probably be the first thought in everyone's mind is Diogo Jota. Outside of that, we're looking at Carvalho, but again, it's what I keep saying. You cannot put that much pressure on a 19-year-old kid who's just come. It's unfair. We can't all sit here and say everything rests on Carvalho, everything rests on even Elliott, and I've been cussing him. Even Elliott, it's unfair because he's coming into this game under the kind of premise of, bro, we need you. Like, we actually need you to do something, and it's unfair. He's coming into a whole environment where it should be, and this is why I get onto Klopp, where players like Oxlade-Chamberlain should have left and been replaced. Players like Keita should have left and been replaced. Players like Milner should have left and been replaced, so that your players like Carvalho, Elliott, Bajcetic, all the ones that we saw on the bench, they can ease themselves in. Curtis Jones, he eases himself in. Now, Jesus Christ, I'll take Curtis Jones just to be here. Just if he was here, I'll be like, you know what, maybe just a different option might just help. But we're not helping him. I don't know whose fault it is. And to be honest, there's no point even playing the blame game because it's just silly now. Because it doesn't matter whose fault it is. Klopp, the board, it really doesn't matter. There is a serious problem here at Liverpool. And we only have, as someone I think said, is it 9 days until this transfer window closes. If we do not, and the thing is, I'm now looking at, bro, we need two central midfielders. We need someone who can play on the right-hand side. Just because Salah is easily showing us that he cannot keep playing every single game and be that ineffective all the time. So we need someone to come and help Salah. Trent, I don't even know what's going on in that right-back position because we bought a player that I've not seen so far.
Gee, is Trent getting worse? Is Trent getting worse? Like, he's defending to me.
I think his role with
lack of tracking back. He was
so lazy.
Yes. Thank you, Jack. He was just so, but he's been like this, and I don't know. And again, maybe this is me like using a bit of a cop out. Like, is it him naturally just being lazy, or is it the actual system is more or less allowing him to be that lazy, i.e., half cheat? If that makes sense. Do you get what I mean? Where he's always on that, further forward.
You saw him for that first goal. He was just walking until Sancho was about to score. Yeah.
You're right.
You know what, everyone? I appreciate so much everybody being in the comments because I feel like everyone in here, you're kind of reflecting the way we feel right now. Some of these comments that you're coming out with, smash the likes. Subscribe to the channel. Keep coming back because we bring you at least one show a day, 2 shows usually most days. So please stay tuned. But it's like this comment, I don't think he means that we're good. United lacked attacking threat as well. This was the most worrying thing for me, Jack.
United was shit.
That
weren't even good.
That's
They
it.
weren't
The
even
fact that
good.
United were so bad, still, they didn't threaten. When they got the ball, it was like every time they dribbled, it looked like he was going to lose control. They couldn't
Yeah.
string 3 or 4 passes. The only thing they did better than us, they wanted it more.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
defended with their lives. They wanted it more. They were compact. Liverpool just looked like they couldn't be asked. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
upsets me most. That group of players that I've come to love so much, that group of players that I've spent the last 4 years saying this is the greatest time I've ever had as a Liverpool fan. Now all of a sudden they're down tools and they don't want to like pull anything out. Van Dijk looks different. He looks like he just isn't feeling right. It's just, it's mad. I don't know what
I
to
mean,
say, Jack. How are you
it's-
feeling like truly inside? How are you feeling about it?
It's just frustrating. I mean, how good did we play in the Community Shield? And that was what, 3-4
Yep.
weeks ago?
Yep.
And then it's just a completely different attitude and style
One
of play
word, Thiago
completely.
Alcantara. Thiago. That's the
Yeah.
only difference.
That is true.
That's how
Yeah.
good he actually is, people. Like, and I was the person who said he wouldn't adapt to Premier League football. G knows I was the first to criticize when he first
Yeah.
came, saying, I don't think his style of play will suit. He's worked so hard to adapt to Premier League football. Do you know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
we are missing him so much. Go on, G.
Guys, look, I'm gonna just read out the bench again because I'm looking at the bench again, yeah, and it's like I need to hear it. Adrian, Harvey Davis, Fabinho, Simicas, Carvalho, Bobby Clark, Stefan Bejetic, Nat Phillips, Seth Vandenberg. There's no way that Klopp ends this window with no new signings.
That's 2
Because they'll be
goalkeepers.
Oh, so yeah, sorry.
Two
2 goalkeepers. 2 goalkeepers and 1, 2.
I can only, there were only 2 players that you'd put into that starting 11.
Yeah, the 2 who
on
came
that
on.
bench. Yeah, exactly.
Who came on? That was about it. After, and you know what worries me about that, Jack? If they started, who would have come on?
Exactly, yeah.
Who comes on for those guys? Because
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
started both of them anyway.
Yeah.
So then, who do you like? I didn't. It was so bad when we're doing the predicted 11s and stuff like that. Obviously, we're doing an 11, so we don't even think about who goes onto the bench.
Yeah.
So it just slipped my mind when I'm thinking about certain players and stuff like that. But who even comes on? That's the biggest worry for me. And again, this is what I talk about in terms of that depth. We're not asking for Jude Bellingham. We're not asking for Lionel Messi. We're just asking for a bit more quality in the team.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Gee, read that bench out again, because the more this is sinking in, it's either
Adrian.
you don't trust some of those people or
No, but
They just-
who? Okay. I'll take out the 2 goalkeepers, Adrian, Harvey Davis. Yeah, forget those 2.
yeah.
Fabinho, Simicas, Carvalho, Clark, Bejetic, Phillips, Seth Vandenberg. Other than Carvalho, who are you bringing on to change the game?
No
Please,
one.
someone tell
That's
me. Who do
why.
you-
Why
Yeah,
is-
you know.
Why has Carvalho not started that game?
Because Elliot needs to start. Because Elliot
I'm
has
gonna
to
leave
start.
that. I'm leaving that up right there for a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
because
Yeah, sorry.
that to me, that's so worrying. When you look at that compared to Manchester United's subs bench, they got to bring on Martial, Van den Beek, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw was there, Ronaldo. We say United are in disarray, and I don't want to raise any alarm bells. I don't want to say Liverpool are in dire straits. But our situation at the minute is worse than Manchester United's, Jack.
Well, that bench, from what I read earlier, would cost us 58 million. Man United's bench tonight was 319 million. That's the difference. There's no way we can end this transfer window without going into the market and getting someone.
Nope.
Look at this comment. United's own players troubled their goalkeeper
Yeah.
more than we did with those
Yeah.
2 almost own goals. It's literally true. And
Mhm.
we've got Mohamed Salah, potentially the greatest forward the Premier League's ever seen. Bobby Firmino, who should still be at that elite level. Luis Diaz. And we can't break a poor Manchester United defence down. How many goals did Brighton score? 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many goals Brentford score? 4?
Yeah. Was it 2 that Brighton scored? Yeah, 2.
Like, and we were lucky with the 1 goal that we got. Do you know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't have even got the 1 goal.
Can you put up Latif's comment, please? Thank you, Latif, by the way, for like giving us all of this straight from the game and stuff like that. 1054, I think it's like one of the last few comments.
One of the last comments. Yeah, there we go.
You can't tell me that you like the team, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. It's just getting ridiculous now. Like, you're sounding so deluded, and the thing is, you're not a delusional individual. I know you're relatively smart. I know Klopp is relatively smart. He's not stupid. He's not dumb. But I don't know if he's just taking. I don't know, bro. I honestly don't really know, and I'm just kind of lost for words when it comes to just everything. Like, everyone kept saying, "Don't be dramatic. It's only 1 game. Don't be dramatic. It's only 2 games." We are now 3 games in with no wins, and we don't even look like a team who can win. We don't even look like one. That's what pisses me off the most. We don't. If we did, I would have said, no problem. You know what? When this happens and that happens, you know what? We'll get back into the swing of things. Nah, it's not even looking promising at this present moment in time. What I'm worried about more is things like Naby not being available. We have no idea what's gone on there. We've just been told he's been injured, but I'm pretty sure I spent the whole week watching Naby in training. So I don't know where that kind of come from. Klopp saying he doesn't need midfielders. Come on, man. Klopp, if you're hearing this, bro, you have to see that there's something wrong. And if it's not you and it's the board, then me and the board have got to have it out at some point in time, because this cannot go on, bro. I'm not going into after the transfer window with this team. No fucking way. This team has to get an upgrade in some way, shape, or form. Has to. Just to help us. I'm just asking this to help us. Not even anything. Tielemans, Maddison, James Ward-Prowse, bring them all in. I'll take all of them right now, because we don't have anybody. We are relying on players who are not good enough or too young. This isn't the Liverpool that we know, and Klopp knows it as well. So things need to change, man. Things need to change.
They 100% do. And I know you've got a bounce right now. So appreciate you being on. We're going to stay on for a little bit longer. We're going to go through the starting 11 today. We're going to break it. I think we should break it down a little bit, Jack.
If you guys are still on in like the next half an hour, I'll probably try and come shoot back. I'm not going to be
sweet. No worries at all, G. Appreciate you jumping on. Everybody, make sure you're giving Keeping It G a follow. We'll see you soon, bro.
Love, man.
Jack.
Right. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry. We appreciate so much everybody being in the comments. Big shout out to our guy, Leo. Liverpool goals. Please tell me something positive. Do you know what? I'm going to give you 2 minutes of positivity, right? 2 minutes. And that's all you're getting, because this team need whipping into shape tonight. So I'm going to go back to negativity in a minute, but 2 minutes of positivity. Let me see if I can dig something out from someone. Jordan Henderson, for any of you that are doubting what Hendo does, for any of you that are saying you want Hendo out the squad, you want Elliott in the team over Hendo, this performance, watch it back. If you think Hendo played dead, watch it back. Henderson, his drive, his passion, his decision-making, he led by example in that game tonight, which is why I feel like Klopp is having some kind of midlife crisis, some kind of meltdown, because to take Hendo off, the only person on that field who was trying to raise spirits and trying to lift something, to take him off and bring Fabinho on, who could potentially be half injured, was madness. So a bit of positivity for you there, Leo. Henderson, I thought, was a shining light in that performance. Would you agree, Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. I was so surprised when he brought him off. I thought it was going to be Milner. The only bad thing that Henderson did, unfortunately, was the second goal where his touch let him down. I think it was Henderson anyway, but other than that, yeah, he was the only one from midfield anyway that was driving the team forward.
It's just my brain is hurting. Let's get someone else in though. Let's get Double A on as he just adjusts his camera. Double A, we're spending 2 minutes trying to be positive because we've had a bit of negativity. We're going back to negative. Don't you worry. We're going back to that. But a bit of positivity. Fabio Carvalho. I've just said Henderson, but Fabio Carvalho. This brother needs to start from now on. He's got to get a chance. If Keita's out, Thiago's out, I don't want to see Elliot anymore. I'm sorry, Elliot. I don't need to see you in that team. I need to see Carvalho because he had it a spark, didn't he, Double A, when he came on?
Yeah, he did. As you guys know from the chat, I only watched it from we was 2-0 down, last 30 minutes. And for me, he was the only person who played well, I think, personally.
Mm-hmm.
In that time he came on, he was a bright spark. He was running at players. He was trying to make things happen. Everyone else was lethargic to me. So, yeah, I think he should start. When I look at, to be honest, our starting lineup, I think he should have started ahead of Milner anyway, to be honest. Just play him and Elliot and have Henderson sitting back and have the energy of these two younger guys. Because Milner, he's a good squad, but we have to be honest. Milner, he's past it. He's past it now.
Do you not think that's too attacking? No.
Do you know what the thing is, though? Right now, Jack, why don't we just try something? Because nothing's working.
Yeah, but if we went for those two to begin with and then got beat 2-1, you'd be saying, why didn't we have another midfielder?
Do you know what I said before the game? When I saw Milner...
I wouldn't personally, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I think the fan base would. I get what you're saying, Jack. I think the fan base might. But what I'm saying, after that game, before the match, I said, I don't care if you take Milner out of that team, put Fabio in that slot, because it shows you've got a bit of intent. Why have we bought Carvalho if we've got... In fact, let me pull this up, because I pulled this up before. Look who's not available. Plus Naby Keita. No Thiago, no Ox, no Jones, no Jota. We've got Carvalho for a reason. I thought Carvalho was going to come in and challenge for first team place. This to me,
I think
5
he is
injuries. Now. He has to after that performance.
Yeah.
Otherwise, fans are going to be like, "What's going on? Where's Carvalho at?" Next game, he's got to start for me. But Double A, I spoke about this before, and Trent and Robbo, we change our game to cater to those two players. It's a fact. Klopp has changed the way Liverpool play, because if you look at when we had Coutinho, we based our game around Coutinho having freedom. No, because those two get so many assists, our game is based around wing-backs, and our central midfielders cover for them. Do we need to change that? Because I'm sick of pointless crosses, pointless long balls, spam into the box. There's more spam on there than a sandwich, bro. Do you trust in Trent anymore defensively? Robbo attacking? What are you saying about the wing backs?
I personally don't think we need to change it, because I feel when Núñez integrates himself into the team, as he should, and he will be a starter, he's going to get on the end of those things. And that's why I was so pissed with him being sent off last week. Because in this game, against who's their short centre back?
Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez.
Yeah.
This was the game where I felt Núñez was going to he was really good. From what I've seen from Man United, he was going to exploit that as well. So him missing from that with the battle crosses that we put in, just took that whole effectiveness away, if that makes sense. Because then it's Salah, Firmino, and Diaz going against someone roughly, maybe they're a little bit taller than them, maybe they're not, but they're all roughly kind of the same height. And it's that same thing, as you say, we're just whipping the ball in, just hoping for the best, really. Whereas if you've got Núñez in there, you've actually got this target man that you're aiming for. And you could see it when I was looking back at the highlights when they're showing from the game, where there were little parts where actually Man United were a little bit vulnerable from those crosses, but it's just that we just didn't really have anyone with that real aerial threat to get on the end of it.
Is that worrying for you though? When we can't change our game when different players are playing at number 9. Like if Jota's in there, I get the crosses. If Nunes is in there, I get it. But there's no way tonight. Has Diaz ever scored a header in his life? I don't. Oh yeah, sorry, he did when he got took out last season. He got KO'd in it. Last season, he scored a header. Salah, notoriously known for not scoring headers. Bobby Firmino, notoriously known for not scoring goals anymore. I'm not going to lie. So why are they putting crosses in like this? We need a different plan. We need a plan B. And I feel like Carvalho brings that. Yeah. Elliott played in the right position, would bring that. I feel like he would. We're not going to win anything now this season if we stick to the same old, same old. Do you think we're actually going to buy anybody, Jack, as well?
Before the game, I said no, but now I think we will. I do think we'll. I don't know who it will be. I don't even know myself who I'd want in now. I'm just baffled at the moment. This
comment here is for you, Double A. You'll love this comment. We should have put Origi. Double A, we should. As much as we are laughing right now,
no.
Shake your head though, Double A. Taking Bobby off and bringing Origi on in that game when Trent's spamming crosses and things like that. You're telling me, see how many balls dropped in that box? If Jota and Origi were on that pitch tonight, they'll snap up at least one of them. And that's the
fact. If Nunes is there as well. All right, Jota's injured. Nunes is suspended. So we were just unlucky in that sense that like the two other forwards that we could have played are out in this game. Origi staying doesn't solve the problem, man. It doesn't solve the problem. Like, all right, we could have done with him. I'm not going to lie. We could have done with him because when I'm watching that last half an hour, I'm like, look, the substitution I've seen us make, we brought on Fabinho. All right, and I think if Fabinho was fit enough, he should have played. If he wasn't, then he shouldn't play. But we're 2-0 down. How are we bringing on a central defensive midfielder? We bring on Tsimikas. The only positive substitution was Carvalho.
Yeah.
Really, when you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's the only choices we had. Like we didn't.
So I know. So then, if Origi was there, I can accept it today. But Origi's Origi wasn't the solution. It's not like because Origi's gone.
I'm not gonna lie, he's not the solution. He ain't the solution. But look at that bench, Double A. We pinned this up before. That's the bench that we had. If you go down a goal, this was my worry before the game. I said, if we go down a goal, we are literally screwed. Like, who's coming on and doing anything aside from Carvalho? Because the two other best players are defensive players, Tsimikas and Fabinho. There's no striker on that bench. There's not even another attacker. Maybe you say Clark can play on the left wing, but like it's embarrassing that 2 injuries to attacking players, to forwards, or not even 2 injuries. One's a suspension, one's an injury, and we have no backup. We need a bit more depth, to be honest, in attack. That worries me because even if Jota and Nunes are back, you might say you've got one on the bench that comes on because Bobby doesn't come on and change the game. Bobby wins you a game. Bobby keeps the ball, keeps possession. That bench, Adrian, Davis, Tsimikas, Carvalho, Fabinho, Bajcetic, Clark, Phillips, and Vandenberg. Never in my life did I think we would come off the back of a quadruple run and have this bench 3 games into the season.
You know what's crazy? We've got 2 goalkeepers on the subs. That's crazy. Like
when you know for a fact none of them are going to be playing.
Yeah.
Is it that bad that we've got no one good enough in the reserves?
Or Klopp like comes out, Klopp keeps coming out and telling us he's happy with the squad. Klopp came out today, and I know he's got to say it, but he said, I like the look of the team that he's put out. No man in the history of football has looked at that team with Fred Flintstone-Milner in there at left central midfield and thought, you know what? I'm happy with that. Let's face it, a poor United team. That team tonight, they didn't play that well, United. I felt like they were together as a team. I felt like they defended well. That was a bad United team that have just de-annihilated us. We didn't even look for a second like we were going to even draw the game, let alone win the game. It's embarrassing. What do we do from now, Jack? What do you do if you're Liverpool? In fact, as a fan, what do you want to see moving forward from this game?
I mean, you were talking about no depth in attack again. What about Sarr? Would you go in for him?
Ismaila Sarr. It's
yeah,
just fell through, hasn't it, with Aston Villa?
25 million.
He
were covers the right-hand side.
Yeah, for 60 million, we were linked with him 2 seasons ago. 25 million is a steal for me. I feel like I thought he would be Mane's kind of replacement.
So did I, yeah.
We were looking at Doku. at the time.
That's right.
People have spoke about Dembele, but I'd love Sarr as a replacement because he looks fast, he looks agile. He reminds me of St-Maximin in a sense.
Yeah,
and I love the way St-Maximin plays. I'd take him. Double A, would you just take anything right now? I'd literally take anything. Just show me something. Bring someone in just so I can say we've got a new player.
No, I want to take anything. But I would take Sarr, though, because I feel with Sarr, everything that you guys have said, but then also, if he's not starting regularly and he's at our club, I don't feel he's going to like kick up too much of a fuss.
Yeah.
You know, he stepped up to one of the best sides in the league, in Europe, whatever else, coming from Watford. So he's not going to be there saying like demanding to play every week and whatever else and like upset the squad and whatever else. So I would take him. And I think, for that price, it's a good price, to be honest. Why not?
I think 25 million, that's nothing in today's market. 25 million, Ismaila Sarr in. In fact, that's going to be my new banner. I'm going to create a banner right now saying Sarr in. I don't want to put FSG out just yet. I might put that after next game. How many people, though, do you think, if we're being serious, look at what Chelsea do. Look at the way that they move. Even Man City in past years. Would Klopp survive if he was at Chelsea right now? Even though he's won everything, would Chelsea be giving Klopp the time of day that he's getting now at Liverpool? Because nobody's pointing the blame towards Klopp.
No, but at the same time, Klopp would be improving the squad a lot more, if that makes sense. Because if he's at Chelsea, they're going to let him spend. And I think with Klopp, he's not. I'm not saying he's like a proper company man, but he's not going to say things to upset the club or upset the owners or whatever else. So that's why he says I feel Klopp can't be happy with the squad. He can't be.
Do you think Klopp wants to spend, Double A? Do you think he actually wants to spend? Or do you think the more he spends, the more pressure? Like right now, if I'm Klopp, the easy way out for me with these poor performances is to say the squad's not deep enough. I'm not getting the supply. I'm not getting the players in. I'm doing the best with what I've got. If we got another 2-3 players, then everybody's looking at Klopp then and saying, right, what can you do now? If we're honest, that team should win tonight. Klopp should be coaching that team to beat that Manchester United team, because apart from Milner, you could potentially say Milner and Gomez, you could potentially say that's our best 11. Bobby Firmino, maybe. You'd bring Thiago in, maybe Fabinho in. But that 11 today is our second string 11 that should be able to do a job, and it just did not do a job, Jack, tonight.
No, not at all. It's been the last 3 games, hasn't it? We keep conceding the same way as well. We're just not learning from our mistakes.
Klopp is becoming a mug, apparently, says Reds entirely. Do you know what? We're laughing, but Klopp is lying at his backside to us in these press conferences. Double A, I've seen Naby Keita dancing around in training all week. I seen Naby Keita the other day in training. Not a cur in the world. His hamstrings look nice and lubricated and well. And then all of a sudden, we've heard these rumblings this week that Naby Keita's not happy with his game time. Naby doesn't want to sign a contract. Then it comes to picking a team. Naby's injured all of a sudden. I think Klopp, I think there's more to it. I think Naby could be out the door. I think we could be seeing some people come in and Naby potentially going out. I don't know.
Could be.
Would you be happy with that, Double A?
I would be happy with that, to be honest. Just because, like, for me, I feel Naby Keita, he's been there long enough and he hasn't made it enough of an impact on the side. And all right, he's been unlucky with injuries here and there, but the guy gets injured too much. So that's the reason why, with everything going on, I wouldn't be surprised if he is actually injured. It is a bit fishy, but with his injury, with his track record with injuries, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually really is injured, to be honest. So, yeah, I just think him, Ox, guys like that are always injured. Like it's time to move on from them, because this is the thing. When we're looking at today's game, and all right, it's true with the team that we put out, we should have. They are good enough to win that game. Yeah. The fact is, we didn't win the game and we're down. And when you're looking at our bench, and you look at the bench of the players that we had on there, the fact is, if Ox was fit, if Naby Keita was fit, they would at least been on the bench, if not starting anyway. So, in that sense, if they were always injured, there's no point of them being there at the club anymore.
There isn't any point, is there? Like, there is no point. Like, you're just taking up space, taking up a wage bill.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a COVID ward right now back at AXA. Like, there's not enough beds. Do you know what I mean? There's not enough beds for everyone. Like, these are big ass men taking up the beds as well. That Arsenal physio, by the way, he's come to Liverpool. He's rubbing his hands. Yeah. It's like this. He's like, oh yeah, I get to massage some more hamstrings. He must have some kind of like hamstring fetish or something, because it's madness right now. Let's talk about players that could come in then. Who would we bring in? Because we've got Conor Gallagher here. He's not playing at the minute at Chelsea. Maybe that could be a shout. But why Liverpool, Jack, not looking for loan signings? We talk about long term. Maybe we've got the depth if everybody stays fit. Then we go to the summer. A loan signing, to me, why do big clubs never do it? It makes sense to me to maybe go in for a loan, get somebody in short term, and fill a void. If they perform well, maybe you sign them at the end of the season. If they don't, all you've done is paid a wage and then they're gone. There's no kind of try and offload players.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time loan players, more often than not, they go back to the parent club, don't they? And they don't really follow through the transfer. So I don't feel like big clubs like to go for loans and build a team around that type of player.
Listen, especially I don't need this. Latif, I don't need Diego Costa. I do not need him coming into this squad. If we've got Nunes headbutting people, Diogo, that's not for me. Costa, not for me. Cavani,
too old.
This is what we're doing. We're fishing around. Yeah, we're fishing around. How bad is it now that we were talking about Bellingham 3 weeks ago? Now we're begging for a Sander Berg from Sheffield. Yeah. We're begging for a Caicedo from Brighton. Have you not heard about the links with Sander Berg from Sheffield?
Oh, mate.
It's embarrassing. Like, what have we gone wrong? We've gone from the best central midfielder in the world, potentially, to then someone with 10 games Premier League experience. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Do you think there's a list? Double A, do you think we'll bring somebody in?
I don't think we will, to be honest. I'd love us to. I don't think we will. But talking about loan signings, I would say, because I think it possibly could happen with everything going on with him. Why don't we try and go for De Jong at Barcelona as a loan signing?
Yeah.
Because he's a good player. And if it doesn't work, let's let him go back at the end of the season. But he could do better than what we've got in there at the moment. So, and he could actually challenge our first team players as well. He's that good.
Yeah, that's the point. Barcelona are in turmoil right now in terms of wages, finances.
Yeah.
Why is nobody trying to take advantage of this? Like, you go in there, exactly what you said. Frankie de Jong, he doesn't want to be there, but he just really doesn't want to be at Man United. He's owed so much in wages. If Liverpool came along and said, look, we'll take over this part of his wage, we'll pay him some of that, you try and pay him off the rest of it, and then you can get rid of him in the summer, that would be a great deal for Liverpool. Like De Jong in Liverpool's side, that'd be perfect because he'd fit the system. He's a ball-playing player. He'd even challenge for a first-team place, but he's a good replacement for Thiago when Thiago's fit as well. Similar style of players. Double A always brings the wisdom, Jack.
Yeah.
He always does this. He brings the knowledge and
I like that one.
Truth. Let's look what everybody else is saying. Look at this. Klopp said Keita fell. That's why he was out. Like, these excuses, they get worse and worse. Like, Keita fell. How did he fall? Was he falling? Like, when did he fall? Did he fall going into the ground? Like, come on. Klopp, you can do better than this. Last week it was a witch. This week Keita's fell. Like, I'm sick of these excuses. Dry pitch the first week. Is your patience wearing a bit thin, Jack, with these Klopp excuses?
I mean, I didn't see the Crystal Palace comment, so I can't really comment on that one. But tonight's one, I just don't get what he's trying to say, to be honest. Why doesn't he just come out and say we were rubbish? Yeah. Just come out and say we were poor.
This is true from Latif. We've waited too long. 100% we've waited too. If Klopp signs someone now, they're not playing for like 5 or 6 weeks. Because Klopp is like, I like a preseason. They need time in their legs. You need to run. So there's not going to have time to do the running. They're not going to have time to fit into the system. This is a great point. Someone comes in now. Are we going to even play them? No. Are we going to just wait till people who are injured come back? Neyhouse is interesting. We were linked with him last summer as well. I think we were linked with him last summer or when Thiago was meant to come. He's a great little player, but again, is he available? Danica, don't even talk to me, but no, please, no. I do not need somebody that couldn't work at Arsenal. Yeah. I don't need him. Like, he's more interested in his swipey haircut than he is playing football. I don't need him in my team. This is a great player, though. This is one player that I would like to see because he can play up front as well. He can play as an energetic midfielder, but he can always play as a target man, a vocal point up front. That'd be a great signing, wouldn't it, Double A? I know you you know like a bit about your players in Germany and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good player. He can play in number 10 role as well. Can play wide. He'll be a good player.
He will definitely be a good player.
Nkunku as well, but...
Yes, Nkunku's the obvious one, but we're never going to pay 80 million. Like, you've got Florian Wirtz as well, who's doing absolute madness in that league too. There's so many of these ballers that we could go and buy, but Liverpool are never going to go out and buy a baller. Like, if they're not willing to spend 80 million or whatever on Jude Bellingham. Speaking of Jude Bellingham, we've got Jude Bellingham's greatest fan in the building. Mr. Mike Mendes. Mike.
What's up? What's going on?
Kind of calmed down a little bit. People, you want to stay in the building now because I apologize in advance, but I know Mike is going to get a little bit irate. Mike is the GOAT of one-liners without putting any pressure on you, Mike. But that performance tonight, did you take time out of work to watch that crock of shit tonight, Mike?
Actually, the way everything panned out at work, shit was just not going the way I wanted to today. I took my lunch break really late. A phone call came right before my lunch break, so I knew I was going to miss a little bit of the first half. So I was already pretty pissed off. I turn it on, and I see the 1-0 scoreline, and it was just one of those, like, fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. Like, you know, like, I don't know, man. It really sucked taking time out of my workday to watch that fucking garbage performance. I don't know what was going on, man, but I'm really glad that Milner was on the field to at least express how I felt to everyone on the fucking pitch. Because he's the only person who felt like how I felt watching that game. I wanted to scream at every single player, every time.
Do you know what? It's embarrassing as well. And like I said, Milner didn't really have a right to shout at anyone because he played just as shit as everybody else. But I get where you're coming from. We've got a 38-year-old sliding round on his backside, trying to cover for everybody else. Virgil van Dijk, it looked like, do you know what it looked like? It looked like Virgil had been hitting that bong all afternoon, and then he came onto the field, and he was just, have you been with Virgil, Mike, this morning? That's what's happened. You've been with Virgil, innit? That's why you came spaced out to the game.
Nah, trust me, I would definitely take the blame if that was the case. I don't know what I saw. It was just so weird. It looked like someone just like took his powers away, man. Like he doesn't have that aura around him anymore. People he's immortal. Like he's not a guy.
Yeah, he didn't make one successful tackle tonight.
That's a crazy. And
That's crazy.
Did you even see as well the craziest bit? A small strand of hair came out and popped out. It's like he's lost his powers. You know, like that man never gets flinched, and the one strand of hair popped out. I was like, shit. Like maybe in like 3-4 weeks, we're gonna see some static, and I don't need to see static. I need a clean Chris Virgil van Dijk because the last 3 performances he has been poor. But this might cheer us all up because someone wants to see this guy at the club. Yes, get him in. Oh, my days. Please do not. Jamie Vardy. Look, if things are that bad, I'll go into my own pocket and I'll put into the FSG funding pot because we've got enough 30 plus whatever age Euros in the squad. We do not need somebody else to come in. Injury prone as well, Jamie Vardy. Let's not forget, we don't need this. Mike, sign Jude now.
yeah,
It's not going to happen, though. It's never going to happen.
and you know what Leo sent the other day, man, with Real Madrid, like kind of like sniffing around the corner, like like they're gonna get their man. They just got 70 million for Casemiro, which is like. Me personally, man, I lived in Madrid for 5 years, so I watched like a lot of La Liga through those years. Casemiro's very overrated, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing. He gets away with a lot of dirty tackles, and he's really not that great on the ball. That's why I still think to this day, if we had Mo Salah in the 2018 Champions League final, we would have won because we were pressuring the shit out of him in the midfield. Ball. And then once Mo went off, that was it. So, I mean, they got a very overrated center defensive mid. Good for Man U, you know.
You know what? I'm laughing at United. They're laughing at us right now. That's what's killing me. United, who made a protest before the game because their club are in such disarray, they've just beaten us to go above us in the Premier League. We're now 16th in the league. I'm just glad Everton are below us because if Everton weren't below us, then I'd be really pissed. But how are we not, as a fan base now, really worried? I still feel like a lot of people are just like, do you know what? We'll get back to where we were. That's not good enough right now, is it, Jack? And I know you've got to go, Jack, so you can have your final say. Is that good enough to just say, we've had a good 4 or 5 years, so let's just enjoy the journey we've been on. But no, we'll get back to it. We might challenge for top 4. And then we go again. That's not the attitude that I want to see.
No, of course not. We still want to be challenging for titles and stuff. And the last 3 performances have been awful. Like we just can't be doing that at all. But I do think we will kick on from next week. I really do. I think at home, are we at home to Bournemouth?
Yeah.
I think that should.
If we
should
do
be 3
not
points.
get a result from that,
yeah.
Like, even now, I'm worried, Jack. I'm even worried now because we said this. Fulham, they've come into the league. They do. Crystal Palace, Crystal Palace are a good squad. They might get something. We were at Anfield, by the way, in that game. That should never have happened. Crystal Palace should have won as well. And then Man United, this was the one tonight. A derby, get up for it at Old Trafford. You've won the last 2 games at Old Trafford. Like, you're unbeaten. I think Liverpool were unbeaten in the last 9 visits to Old Trafford. They got a chance to make it 10. And it's just, it's a terror. This is the worst one. This one tonight is the worst one of the 3. We can't keep saying I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll bounce back because the truth is, will we bounce back? If we don't against Bournemouth, Jack, oh my days.
Yeah, I just can't see that happening. I can't see us losing or even drawing, to be honest. I do see us winning, but yeah, we've got to try and keep positive for that game.
Yeah, stay positive, people. But Jack, I know you've got to shoot off, so I really appreciate you jumping on. Please, people, this is the Statman, the man with the stats, the man with the numbers. Go follow Anfield Analytics. You'll find him on Kloppzone, but also go across, find him on Twitter, find him on Instagram. Please give Jack a follow at Anfield Analytics. I'll put your link in the description to this. I've not made a caption yet for the video because I just came on, spur of the moment. I'll put it in the caption to this once I post it back up. But Jack, have a great night. Try and get some sleep. Try not to have nightmares about Jadon Sancho taking James Milner ice skating. But yeah, have a good one, Jack. Appreciate it.
Cheers, lads.
Later, man.
See you later.
Cool. Peace, bro.
You guys ever, our team is tired sometimes? That ever cross your mind? Like, I genuinely think that sometimes, because like running at that intensity for 5 years, like, dude, that's a lot. Like,
bro,
a lot.
Do you know what? I'm fucking more tired than they are. Tired of the shit performances. That's what I'm tired of. Like, if they come out and say I'm tired, I need a rest. Woo, I can't wait for the World Cup. Do you know what? I don't even support England. Bring the World Cup on right now, and I'll paint my face with a Union Jack. I don't give a shit, because we ain't doing nothing this season. Double A, do you agree with this comment, Double A? Because I'm a bit dubious on this one right now. We need a creative midfielder. Harvey has been bossing it, in my opinion, and we need a player to complement him.
Bossing what? I don't agree with that at all. We do need a creative midfielder. I agree with that part.
Yeah,
but I don't know what Harvey's been bossing, to be honest. Like, he has some nice touches here and there, but I don't know what people are. I don't know what people are seeing. For me personally, I'm not saying he's playing bad, but I'm not seeing when every time he's playing, they're like, "Oh, Harvey Elliott played so well. He needs to be starting all the time," and this and that. I don't know what they're seeing for me, because I think he's playing within himself of what I can see how he can play personally. But I'm going back to like our game.
Double A, like, mad.
Yeah, let's say going back to our game. You know, the worst thing about it was just that it's not even that. All right, no, it was bad that we lost. It's always bad we lose to United, but it's like, from what I saw, and I didn't see the whole game, it's just they were outworking us. It's not like they were playing banging or nothing. It's just like they were pressing us. We're normally the team that's fucking pressing the life out of teams, but they were pressing us. They were making. We're trying to be relaxed with our passing, and I'm seeing like everyone getting caught on the ball. We're not pressing them, but they're pressing us. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? This is weird. Like, they were just outworking us. And that was the worst bit for me, seeing that more than anything else.
Hey, like a United team that are known for just throwing in the towel, known for having no chemistry whatsoever, they've just come and teamworked us. Do you know what I mean? For want of a better word, they've come together. Basically. Played a better team performance than the mentality monsters. I'm sorry, but we're mentality mice this season. We're mentality mice. I don't want to hear this mentality monsters business anymore. Like, I can't hear it.
3 games, man. Relax. It's 3 games.
Yeah, but this is like, we should be coming back. We had a chance tonight to come back and win that game. We got the goal early enough to come back and win that game, which we would have done 2-3 years ago. We'd have done that, but it's the quality again. We go back to quality. But Mike, I know you've got to head off because you've got a work call. It's mad to think you've got a work call. When I'm looking here and I'm like, right, it's 11:30 at night here, like, work call. But Mike lives in the US of A. But please, people, the beat you hear on the intro, on the outro, is produced by the one, the only Mr. Mendes. I'm telling you now, Mike should have been born in the UK. He's literally a Brit at heart. Like, he's got the drill beats on lock. He's got the rap beats on lock. So make sure you go and follow him, Mike. Beats by Des. Please go and follow Beats by Des. But Mike, try and enjoy work. Try not to cuss your boss on your work call. I know it's hard, but please keep it PC for me. And you can rant to me as much as you want when you come off your call. But appreciate you jumping on, bro.
Of course, man. Pleasure being here. Double A, good seeing you again, man. Ash, I will catch you soon, bro.
Catch you soon, bro.
Okay, man. Peace.
Double A, then there were 2. There were 2 left. I feel like everybody stayed in. Literally, everybody's been amazing in the comments. Really appreciate it. Please hit that like button if you're in the comments. Assad has come across over here. Assad's notorious from the Jerry James Show. He's come from the Jerry James Show and he's saying, look, Liverpool, winless FC. Assad, do you know what? Double A, let me just paint a picture, right, of Assad. Assad is a Chelsea fan, right?
Okay.
So he's basking in the ambience right now. He's literally loving life. But I can't argue with him. We've got to take the heat for a little bit right now because we kind of deserve it after these performances, don't we?
Yeah, and do you know what as well? And I was thinking, you know what? After and I saw what happened over the weekends with like Man City drawing at Newcastle, because I thought Man City were going to win that game, to be honest. So the fact that they got a draw in the end was that was nice for me. How Leeds brushed Chelsea.
Yeah.
That was
See,
glorious.
I said you can't come in here and start giving it the big I am about winless
That put a
FC.
big smile on my face. There's another result that put a good that made me happy as well. I'm trying to think who else was there.
Newcastle was a nice little result for us.
Yeah, the Newcastle. No, but there was another one. The Newcastle City, the Chelsea match. There was another match as well. There was another match. But anyway, it was nice. The football was nice. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm thinking, and I didn't think we were gonna smash United. I thought we would play better than them, but we'll probably scrape like a 2-1 victory, or it would be tight. We'll beat them 1-0 or something like that. But then for me to see what I saw, and then to see, like, because I think Sancho's played I don't think Sancho's played as bad as people make out since he's been at United, to be honest. But to see him score when he hasn't really done that much there, assist and goal wise, and then to see Rashford score as well, I was just like, come on, man, this is like, what the fuck is going on out here? And then to see how we were playing, that was just the worst bit, man. I'm just like, and we couldn't even put 3 passes together when I first started watching them. Like, what's going on here?
I can't help but laugh at Rashford. This needs to trend because Rashford is so shit right now, like so bad. He's scored against Liverpool. I said this,
and he slotted it in neatly
on the preview show. Like, if Rashford scores tonight, I'm done. And I keep saying I'm done, but then I keep coming back because my love for the club, AA, it brings me back. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I keep going, do you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to say the words of Klopp needs to bounce yet. Like, that's way down the line. But, like, let's... Gee, Assad's come across, right? And he's
Assad, go away, bro.
He's scrolling
in the mud together, you know.
It's mad,
we're in the grave. We're not even in the mud together. We're in the grave together.
Yeah, no, we're in the grave.
We're picking up ashes at the bottom of the ashtray. Like, we are literally like down there picking up bones. You see Lion King? Right now, United feel like Mufasa. You know what I'm saying? We're like the hyenas. We're like those hyenas in the graveyard just trying to feed off anything they can. We've got to listen to Scar. Klopp's moving like Scar right now, telling us all these lies. Do you know what I mean?
Have you guys seen I was just literally just on Jerry's stream, yeah, and I think it was, I don't know if he's in here as well, 1975 Jamrock, and it's talking about the there's apparently like there was an issue with Julian, basically Klopp and Julian Ward, is it? They want Bellingham, but then the committee are showing them all these other players that we could potentially get, and Klopp saying no, effectively. So again, take from that what you will. Take from that what you will. How he looks at this team and tells anybody, I'm good with just getting a Bellingham.
And do you know what, G? People know, because that's been said, people are going to come out and go, FSG, you're not backing Klopp, you're not backing Julian. No, I'm sorry. Like, FSG are giving Klopp an option. They might not want to spend 100 million when they've just spent 65 million. Do you know what I mean? They might go, do you know what? For now, let's get players in. Because if I'm honest, G, I'd rather get 3 players for 25 million than go and get Jude Bellingham for 100 million.
But this is what
because one player is not solving our problem right now.
But this is what I've been. Remember, this is what I was saying about how not like you guys, but how the fans were so like, it has to be Jude Bellingham. I'd rather wait for Jude Bellingham. I was like, what the hell is Jude coming to do? He's not coming to do anything. He's doing the same thing that we're doing, our midfielders are doing today. So whatever role Elliott's doing, he's doing. Whatever role Hendo's doing, he's doing that role, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, so did we, I said. So did we. That was the unfortunate thing.
I was so happy going into this. G saw the smile on my face, but like me and G, we swapped roles, right? Today, G was like, "Nah, like trust me, watch this game, Liverpool. The jury's out." And I was like, "No, do you know what? City have dropped points. We're playing United. United are in disarray. It's gonna be. We're gonna go. We're gonna put in a performance." And as soon as I came on this live, my face was G's face. G's face. G couldn't stop smiling, by the way, as soon as we came on straight after the match, because it's like, how much more can we say, G?
That's what I'm saying. What do you want me to say, bro?
People are just going to go back again, make excuses. Let's be positive for Bournemouth. We're going to turn Bournemouth over and we're going to get a result, and then everything's going to be just.
Is that what you believe? Is that what you believe? I don't even see that happening.
Do you know what? If we don't beat Bournemouth, I'm going to watch football this season, you know. I'm telling you that right now.
But
if you don't beat Bournemouth, I'm telling you right now, I'm not watching no more Liverpool games live. Nah, I can't do it. I cannot do it.
But deep this though. Look, deep it.
And then you get
I'm just watching NFL and Champions League, and I'm not watching us in the Champions League.
I'm not watching that. I ain't trying to be embarrassed in Europe. That's long. You gotta realize, double it hit like deep this. So we had our first game of the season against Fulham. I'll give that one as a little blight, purely from the fact that it's a team who've just come up. There's that stupid bounce. They're at home. Fair enough. Yeah, we'll let that one slip. Yeah, I don't mind that. You then face Crystal Palace at home, and let's all be honest. The reality is we probably could have lost that game as much as we could have won that game as well. We had chances, they had chances. It was kind of either or. So that's kind of worrying, but fair enough. You then face the shittest team in the league, who have just been absolutely bum rushed by Brentford in that first half, 4-0. And we ended up making them look like the Manchester United of old. So that, like, it's like I can't even sit here and say, yeah, you know, we're gonna beat Bournemouth. You know, I can't say it, bro. Trashford scored.
Do you know what it is though? Do you know what it is? It's the thing is right. It's like what I was saying earlier. Like it's not even that they beat us, because all right, forget how Man United are at the moment. Yeah. It's still a derby game. Things can happen in a derby game and whatever else. And if they get the crowd behind them, whatever, it's not all right. I wouldn't say it's Anfield, but it's not an easy place to go and play and pick up 3 points still, even though we've made it look like that over recent seasons. But it's the manner of how we played and how actually they didn't play that well, I don't think, from what I saw. They just outworked us. They just outworked us. And that was the mad thing to me. We couldn't string 3 passes together. We played shit. But then normally we outwork teams, but we were getting outworked by the team that doesn't outwork anybody.
Literally.
That was the crazy thing. Like I'm seeing everyone pressing the fuck out of us. I'm like, what's going on here? I'm seeing people, we're just getting caught on the ball, but then we're not pressing. We're not running how we normally run. And then we're going forward, but we're looking lethargic. And when we're losing the ball, they're just playing 2 balls, and then it looks like they're going to kill us on the counter. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on here?
Yeah.
What actually is going on here?
That whole back line, I don't know, man. He might need to stop doing this high line now, you know, because for some weird reason, this season, it's not working at all. It's actually not working. Like, I don't care if anyone's got the stats to tell me, oh, we catch it. I don't care. You can see it with your own 2 eyes. It's not working, bro. Teams are getting in a lot more for some weird reason. Like you saw, I think, Elania's shot when he hit the post. I was like, where is the defense? Trent, for some reason, is doing up right wing. Then you've got Gomez, Gomez, sometimes this guy, your lapses in concentration is actually worrying. Like, for a guy who's supposed to be some solid centre back, your lapses in concentration sometimes are worrying. Van Dijk, I know you guys have probably been rapping about this for the last hour, so I apologize. But Van Dijk, my bro, you need to stop thinking that you have this fucking aura around you and you don't need to tackle players. You need to start tackling players.
It pisses me off, bro. Like
you heard it in the commentary, can't remember who it was saying like, go to it. Like, you can hear it in the background, like he's saying it so quietly because he doesn't want to say it on the mic. and it must have been Jamie Carragher, but he was like, go to him, and it's like, fucking go to him then. Like, what are you waiting for,
bro? Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, bro? Like, you cannot keep defending like this, bro. We're in a situation where the team is fragile. We need the players who do their normal things. We need them to just do their normal things. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it can't be this like lethargic defending. You saw, if anyone was watching towards the end of the game, we all saw James Milner and Van Dijk arguing for at least 7-8 minutes. Easily 7-8 minutes. They were just arguing.
I said more. So
honestly, we are getting trolled so hard, G.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying off social media tonight.
But look at what's happened, right? Look at what's happened in every game. Trent at right back. I'm sorry, no, but Trent cannot defend. I've been defending Trent.
He dropped for a couple games.
We're dropping
for who though?
I know, double A. I know.
This is it. I've defended Trent online more than Trent has defended on the field. Like, if you look, talking about prime Mane and Alanga tonight did Trent up at least 3 times. Last week, Eze did Trent up so many times. I can't even count how many times Eze did Trent up. The week before, Bobby Cordova-Reid is doing Trent up. Mitrovic is posterizing Trent. We're laughing at this. Moore, 16th minute, 1-0 Bournemouth, back post header, turning over Trent. It's not going to be that, Mackay. Stop spouting this because Moore ain't going to have to do an header because Trent's not going to track back. Moore's going to tap in at the back post. There's no headers going on anymore. Trent's just going to let him waltz in. And Gomez, I don't know who's come back. I don't know what Scooby-Doo shit's going on. I'm waiting for him to pull this mask off and it to be Shaggy or something. Because that's not Gomez. That is not Gomez. Like, come on. Joe, show me. Please. I beg. Pull your mask off and show me Reece Williams with a Sanucci kind of...
I need Matic to come back now.
You see their first goal, yeah? What do you think of what Van Dijk was doing? Because, all right, I know, like, because I didn't see it live. But, all right. I don't think Milner should have dived in the way and he got sat down. And obviously Alisson got sat down as well. From
Milner's trying, isn't it?
Van Dijk is watching.
But after Milner's got sat down, Van Dijk's just standing there like this.
Yeah, like
with
this.
His hand at his back. And I'm thinking, just step forwards, man. At least, all right, I understand because you don't want the ball to hit your hand and you're thinking you don't want to get called down. But and I know this kind of thing, what these defenders are doing, but step forwards towards the ball, like jump at it or something, man. Because you're just standing there, and Sancho still has the opportunity. He's got so much space to shoot. You see Milner ducking and dive. Yeah. So then once he's turned back, you close that space off, and then I feel Sancho hasn't got the shot. But because you're just standing there, good on some,
giving it some kind of dancing,
and I love Van Dijk, but I just thought, what are you doing there, bro?
Double A, that's 2 weeks as well. 2 weeks he's done this. This week he did it. Sancho took about 4 touches in the box. Van Dijk knew there was no pressure, no one in behind. Sancho was the only threat. When Sancho takes that first touch, Van Dijk should be looking to step out straight away. Sancho took 4 touches. Last week, Van Dijk did the exact same thing against Zaha. Zaha should have took 2 touches, 1 touch and finish. Zaha took 3 touches. In this elite game, when you're this top-level centre-back, you should be able to read that situation, get across. Everybody says, no matter who they are. Alan Shearer says it, and that's like old times. You know what I mean? Like, strikers these days need 1-touch finishes. 2 touches maximum for a striker in the box. Sancho was playing patty cake with that ball. I feel like Sancho didn't even know what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? Sancho just thought, do you know what? I'm going to dummy. Then Milner just goes sliding. He's like, right, why is he sliding there? And then he's looking at Van Dijk, giving it some waka dance with his hands behind his back, shaking his chest like this. He just thought, do you know what? I'm going to slat it straight in there.
The thing is, Van Dijk doing all of that, all it did, as someone just said there in the comments, Siggy, like, all you did was just block Alisson's vision. You didn't even do anything if anything, you're just in the way now. Like, move, like, get out of the way so he can at least see, because he might have been able to save it or at least get a hand to it or something like. But listen, look, today as an all-round collective, I'd probably say our best player was Henderson, and for some weird reason, Klopp took him off the field, which made zero sense because your options on the bench consisted of 4 academy players. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like any of those academy players are going to come on and change this game. So why are you changing them? You bring on Fabinho, and this is the second fucking time that he's done this. If the player is injured, why are they coming on the field? Gomez was injured against Palace, but for some weird reason, you start him on the bench and then you still bring him on when we're down to 10 men. We're now losing a game, and you think the best option is to bring on Fabinho. He is not coming on to fucking score.
Yeah, injury.
He's not coming on to score. Like, we needed a goal at this point. He's not coming on to score. As great as he is, I'm not looking at him thinking Fabinho's the guy. Carvalho, yes. What? But that's it. That's all we had on the bench.
More facts, more truth of Klopp chatting shit. Last game, he came out and he said, "Oh, Nat Phillips, by the way, amazing. Bro, if you think Nat Phillips was amazing, why is he not starting today then? Like, you're lying, constantly coming out like, and I know it might be to defend your players. I know, just don't say anything because you're looking stupid now. Like, coming out saying that we should have won today. He was proud of them last week. Nat Phillips was amazing. Tyler Morton, wow. And then you let him go out on loan. Like, it's too much. I don't want to hate Klopp. Same way I don't want to hate Bobby as well. But you're kind of forcing me down a one-way path, and it's that dark alley. Do you know what I mean? When you can see someone with the hood up behind you, you get to the end of it, it's just trash cans and a fence. You turn round, and you're left with no option but to fight. Klopp, you're pushing me down that alley at the minute, and I might have to turn around and start fighting soon.
As I said on Jerry, sir, I ain't got nothing to say anymore, man. I'm tired.
Do you know what I am? I'm actually tired.
Boring,
it's getting late. I'm up early in the morning for a weekly drip show that I quite frankly do not want to do because I don't want to talk any more about this absolute shit show of a season so far. But we're podcasters.
Don't worry, guys. We've got 35 to go.
It's what we've got to do.
35 games.
35 games plus cup games. Yo, maybe we hope for Carabao Cup this season. Maybe last season was like Mourinho's season when Mourinho finished second place. Klopp's best achievement was probably last season, getting the domestic cup double.
Hear what I'm saying? If we make it, if we actually make it into the 4th round, I'm gonna be vexed. I don't even want to see that. I don't want to see us in the 4th round shit. We get rid of that competition. We just need that Premier League or Champions League. And with the way that the team is at the moment, do we even have players to play in that competition, let alone anything else? Like, we haven't got time for that. Trust me. We need to get knocked out of the Carabao Cup ASAP.
ASAP, Rocky. And do you know what? On that note, I've had a good chat. I've vented. I feel like I needed to get some things off my chest. I've enjoyed it. This show will be available to watch back. Please check out the caption because I'm going to put Double A's links in there. I'm going to put G's links in, Mike's, Jack, Anfield, everybody's linked. We've had so many people in the show. Appreciate everybody. Please, on your way out, please hit a like, subscribe, because we're going to bring you so many more shows this season. But do you know what? I think it's time that we called it a day. G, Double A, thank you so much. Trashford scored. It really is that bad. Peace.